Alrighty, welcome back to Module 6. In this lesson, I want to talk with you quickly about how we chose the red light wellness bed, the Big Miracle 7200. So we spent months looking at different red light systems. We looked at, Novathor, Core, Prism, Hydropod, a lot of, options out there. But when it came down to it, for us, it was all about power, engineering consistency, and long-term reliability. And one bed stood out for us, and that was, the Big Miracle 7200. So the biggest thing here is with all of those devices that we mentioned, the Big Miracle 7200 is double the power, which is ideal, right? We can treat quicker and we can drive more energy deeper into the body when we have more energy. And so, some of these other devices are going to be, maybe good on the skin because they're not producing enough power to really drive it deep into the body like they need to. The second point was engineering quality and accuracy. The majority of devices, pretty much every device except for maybe, one is made overseas in China, right? And so that was something that we really didn't want. We wanted something that was US made. And so the bed that we use is made in St. Louis, Missouri. So just up the road a little ways. But they have patented designs and uniformity with their light distribution and their outputs are just so much better. And so a lot of the imported beds look like big numbers on paper, but when you actually look at the light output, it's far less than, a therapeutic range. So we just didn't want to waste our time. The third is going to be the comfort and consistencies. A lot of these beds are kind of hard to get out of because they're so small. And so this one, where it's really big, it's a lot easier to get out of, especially for older patients. And so patients can relax, breathe, and just enjoy their sessions, just knowing it's going to be comfortable and they'll come back, when the results, happen kind of thing. Fourth is there's just better whole body coverage. So the majority of devices are open on both ends and they'll have, some dead zones. And this one, has got, a head and foot panel, which is nice. So you can get, better coverage with that. We've been talking about this idea of trying to be, as systemic as possible, whether it's stress, hormones, metabolism, the mitochondria. We're talking about systemic systems. So we want to be as systemic and whole body as we can with our treatments. And last, maybe is reliability, right? So anytime you buy something made in America, it generally lasts longer than something that's imported. We wanted something patients could keep using and wouldn't have to worry about it breaking down. These things are built tough, right? It's over 700 pounds. It's made out of steel. The majority of these devices are made out of plastic, right? So, it's 700 pounds. Trust me, we had to move it. We know exactly how heavy it is. And so these are some things that led us to making the decision that we did. Some of the big decisions that we, chose a red light wellness bed. It's powerful, accurate, comfortable, built to last, heavier duty. And so, in the next episode, the next module, we're going to be talking about one of the most exciting areas of red light research, and we're going to get into a little bit more metabolism, weight loss, inflammation, and insulin sensitivity.